Hi. Almost. Almost. I feel it. It's like here, and I feel it coming down. Oh, there we go. There we go. We could do the school. Everybody in here, I could clap once if you hear me. I love it. If you would like, we're going to start tonight with our invocation. So please join with me for a moment of reflection. We come together near the close of another school year, grateful for the students, teachers, staff, families, and community members who make Dorchester District 2 such a special place. This season brings celebration, transition, and a great deal of work still to be done. May we approach each decision tonight with wisdom, patience, humility, and a shared commitment to what is best for our students. As the school year comes to an end, may we honor the effort that has carried us here, the growth we have seen in our students, and the dedication to those who have served them every day. And as Memorial Day approaches next week, may we also take the time to remember the men and women who gave their lives in service to our country. May their sacrifice remind us of the responsibility we share to lead with courage, integrity, and gratitude. May our words tonight be thoughtful, our listening sincere, and our actions guided by service to this community. In your name we pray. Amen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. We have a packed house. Welcome to the May 18th, 2026 Dorchester District 2 Board of Trustees meeting. At this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda and meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Guthrie, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor. All right, we will begin our meeting this evening with our district highlights, and we've got Mr. Brian Bohannon already ready to bring us those.
We've got a lot, Dr. Wimberly. We have to go quickly. Dr. Wimberly, Mr. Doherty, members of the board, tonight's district highlights recognize academic achievement, outstanding leadership, innovation, community engagement, and excellence across Dorchester School District 2. To present our first highlight, I'd like to welcome our district MTSS coordinator, Matt Moschel.
All right, good evening, Madam Chair, Board of Trustees, Mr. Daughtry, families, students, and honored guests. Tonight we are honored to celebrate the 180 Award winners, students and educators who represent dedication, growth, and success. The 180 Awards are a national recognition program celebrating the achievement of students and teachers involved in the Read 180 and Math 180 programs nationwide. Now in its 20th year, the awards are highlighting individuals who demonstrate exceptional commitment to literacy and math achievement through hard work, resilience, and effective implementation of these programs. This year, more than 300 nominations were submitted nationwide, representing schools and districts from across the country. Through the blind judging process, finalists and winners were selected based on evidence of academic growth, effort, engagement, leadership, and commitment to success. Tonight, we are incredibly proud to celebrate members of our district who have earned this outstanding recognition. As each name is announced, please join me and our HMH partners, Ms. Amy Zagora and Mara Hardy, in celebrating their hard work, perseverance, and achievement. We are proud to recognize our first winner tonight, Katie Draper. She was nominated by her teacher, Lisa Enslin, by the way, at Rawlings School of the Arts. We also have Nicholas Green from Somerville High School. Nicholas was nominated by his teacher, Katie Chinnis. We also have Trunea Henderson, nominated by Mr. Jesse Gladys from Somerville High School. Our next winner, Rafael Dortella Riviera, Math 180 Award, presented from Dr. Bardaget at River Oaks Middle School. We have Jeffrey Germano Perez from SPAN, nominated by Cynthia Savella.
Our previous awardee just walked in, so we're gonna, Ms. Passmore's sorting that out right now. Make sure he gets his photo out.
Our next winner, we have Gabriela Garcia Pimentel, Read 180 winner over at Eagle Nest Elementary, nominated by Jenny Wilson. Behind every successful student is an educator who believes in them, challenges them, and supports them in every step of the way. We are fortunate to have educators in our district who go above and beyond each day to make a lasting impact on our students' lives. At this time, we would like to recognize our 180 Educator Award winners. Please join me in congratulating Miss Jennifer Slinkard from DuBose Middle School. Do you want me to help you?
Chad, a little lower, please. Chad, lower your hand. Perfect.
And finally, now it is my pleasure to recognize our second educator winner, Miss Megan Anderson from Sand Hill Elementary School. Thank you. I'll wait for a moment.
Thank you, Mr. Moschel. Congratulations again to all of our Reading and Math 180 students and educators. To present our next highlight, I'd like to welcome our Director of Elementary Schools, Ms. Carrie Ball-Hodge.
Good evening, Dr. Wimberly, Mr. Doherty, and members of the board. I am the proud director of our elementary schools, and I'm honored to present several prestigious national recognitions earned by our elementary schools this evening through our National Association of Elementary School Principals, known as NAESP. That is a mouthful. NAESP is one of the nation's leading organizations supporting elementary and middle school level principals and school leaders with a focus on advancing educational excellence, leadership development, and student success. Tonight, we begin by recognizing an extraordinary achievement earned during an inaugural year of new national recognition program. Beech Hill Elementary School has been named a 2026 National Gold Star School by NAESP. This prestigious national honor recognizes schools that demonstrate exceptional leadership, innovation, and commitment to student success. Beech Hill is one of 57 schools nationwide selected during the inaugural year of the program and one of only 2 schools in South Carolina to receive this distinction. Schools were selected through a highly competitive process based on NAESP's 3 pillars of principalship, through established culture, empowered people, and optimal systems. This recognition highlights the incredible work happening daily at the beach by creating a learning environment where every child is supported, challenged, and inspired to succeed. The school continues to prioritize academic achievement and excellence while also developing the whole child through leadership opportunities, social emotional growth, and civic responsibility. This achievement reflects the collaborative efforts of school leadership, faculty, staff, families, students, and community partners who work together to make the beach more than just a school, but truly an experience for children and families. At this time, I would like to invite Principal Renee Harris and the Beech Hill Elementary School team forward to be recognized by the board for this outstanding honor. Woo! A little bit more. I'm going to ask that they don't go too far away. We have a few other awards to give out tonight. We're proud to recognize schools honored by, again, the National Association of Elementary School Principals and the American Student Council Association through the 2026 ASCA Student Council School of Excellence Award. This award recognizes schools that create meaningful opportunities for students to develop leadership skills, civic responsibility, service, and student voice. We have 2 recipients of this award that are going to be recognized tonight, and the first school that we're going to recognize out of the 54 schools that were recognized nationwide, 2 in Dorchester too. The first one is Beech Hill Elementary School, so come on back. While they're walking up, I'll read why they were recognized. Beech Hill was recognized for creating an authentic leadership opportunities that empower students to serve their school community, promote school spirit, and strengthen student voice through meaningful service learning and leadership initiatives. Student-led events such as Veterans Day, programs for Fresh for All, events that exemplified the school's commitment to student leadership and community impact. Let's give them one more round of applause. The next school that we're going to recognize for also earning the 2026 ASCA Student Council School of Excellence Award goes to Joseph R. Pye Elementary School. They were... As they are coming down, Joseph R. Pye Elementary School was recognized for fostering student leadership and civic engagement through opportunities that engage students to lead with responsibility, collaboration, service, and compassion, while making meaningful contributions to their school and community. They led student-led initiatives such as Socket to Cold campaign and book drives that promoted literacy, teamwork, service, and support for their school community. Let's give one more round of applause for our Joseph Pye school community. And before they get too far away, I have one more national award and one more leader to recognize. We also have the 2026 ASCA Exemplary Advisor Award. We are proud to recognize Kayla Freund, a 5th grade teacher of Joseph R. Pye Elementary School, as a recipient of the 2026 ASCA Exemplary Advisor Award. Out of 25 educators nationwide that were selected for this honor, Mrs. Freund was recognized for her exceptional commitment to developing and mentoring student leaders. This national recognition honors educators who have gone above and beyond in developing and mentoring student leaders. Mrs. Freund was recognized for her dedication to empowering students, fostering leadership development, and creating meaningful opportunities for students to serve and lead within their school community. Her passion for student leadership has made a lasting impact on the students and culture of Joseph R. Pye Elementary. When asked, why do you think student leadership development is important for all students? Mrs. Freund replied, it is imperative that students are given the opportunity to engage in leadership opportunities and develop leadership skills. Developing leadership skills allows students to gain a sense of autonomy and ownership over themselves, their community, and the space around them. Let's give her one more round of applause. Way to go.
Thank you, Carrie, and congratulations again to Beach Hill and Joseph Pye. To present our next highlight, I'd like to welcome our Assistant Director of CTE, Dr. Emily Duplantis.
Good evening, Board Chair Dr. Wimberly, Superintendent Doherty, and board members. Tonight, we are excited to recognize something very special in Dorchester District 2, our very first CTE School of the Year Awards. The why behind this initiative is simple. In CTE, we believe that career awareness and exploration should begin early. Our goal is to help students discover their passion, connect learning to the real world, and begin envisioning their future long before graduation. This year, with the support of Dr. Patricia Ferguson and the Trident Recab, the creative vision of our work-based learning coordinator, Ms. LaDonna Davis, we were able to launch and celebrate this exciting new recognition program. These schools went above and beyond in providing meaningful career exposure, career exploration opportunities, and innovative experiences for students throughout the school year. Tonight, we are proud to recognize our inaugural winners. First, we have Elementary School of the Year, which was Oak Brook Elementary. This was a highly sought-after award, so the other elementary schools were asking us for recounts, so congratulations on that. We have Middle School of the Year, Alston Middle School. and our High School of the Year, Ashley Ridge High School. As they're coming up, I'll just finish up by saying that each school received a cash prize sponsored by Trident Recap. As you'll see illustrated in the picture, they won $1,000 each. And we saw tremendous growth this year in CTE exposure across the district. We are incredibly proud of all the schools that participated. And from what I hear, this is only the beginning. We have secured funding for another competition again next year. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Duplantis. For our next highlight, I'd like to welcome our Director of Nursing and Health Services, Amanda Sims.
Good evening, Dr. Wimberly, Superintendent Doherty, and members of the board. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing someone who truly represents the very best of school nursing and the very best of Dorchester 2. Nurse Allison Brown, school nurse at Newington Elementary School, leads with compassion, professionalism, and an incredible heart for students. Whether she's handling a medical emergency, comforting a child who needs someone to listen, or supporting families through difficult moments, she consistently goes above and beyond for her school community. This year, the district introduced the DAISY Award program to recognize nurses who go above and beyond in their daily work. This international program honors nurses who demonstrate extraordinary compassionate care and clinical excellence. Nominees are evaluated on their ability to model empathy, demonstrate exceptional clinical skills, maintain professionalism, embody the district's mission and values, and build meaningful connections with student staff and families. Allison received 27 of our 39 award nominations, with staff, families, and colleagues all sharing stories about the impact she's made on the lives of her students every single day. One nomination described her as the kind of nurse every child deserves and every school hopes to have, and I could not agree more. Allison, thank you for the care, compassion, and dedication you bring to your students and to your district. It's my honor to recognize you as Dorchester District 2's first ever DAISY Award recipient and Nurse of the Year. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nurse Brown. Our next highlight recognizes one of the highest honors a School Improvement Council can receive in South Carolina. Sand Hill Elementary School has been named the recipient of the 2026 Dick and Tunky Riley Award for School Improvement Council Excellence, presented by the South Carolina School Improvement Council Board of Trustees. Selected from more than 1,200 submissions statewide, Sand Hill Elementary was recognized for the work of its families, educators, and community members to support teacher retention, academic growth, and student success through purposeful school-wide initiatives. Named in honor of former South Carolina Governor and U.S. Secretary of Education Richard Riley and his late wife, Tunky, the award celebrates outstanding partnerships between schools and their communities. Please join me in congratulating Principal Vincent Joy and the entire Sand Hill Elementary School Improvement Council on being recognized as the best in the state. Our next highlight recognizes DD2 for continued excellence in music education. Dorchester District 2 has once again been named one of the best communities for music education by the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation, marking the 6th consecutive year our district has earned this national recognition. This year, DD2 was one of only 7 school districts in South Carolina to receive this designation, which recognizes outstanding commitment to ensuring students have access to high-quality music education opportunities as part of a well-rounded education. Recipients are selected through a national review process, evaluating factors such as participation, funding, instructional time, facilities, and community support for music education programs. We congratulate our music educators. Will you clap for Jason Walsh before he runs out of the room? Students, administrators, and community supporters for helping make this recognition possible. To present our final highlight this evening, I'd like to welcome our Assistant Director of Instructional Technology, Deb Doherty.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Wimberly, Mr. Doherty and board members. We're super excited to be here and continue the celebration. We wanted to let you know for the third year, Dorchester School District 2's Instructional Technology Specialist hosted the DD2 Student Canva Challenge, giving students across the district the opportunity to apply creativity, digital design, and communication skills to an authentic audience. This year, in partnership with Dorchester County Parks and Recreation, students designed digital postcards encouraging community members to explore local parks and outdoor activities. Through the challenge, 400 students discovered new Canva tools, created original designs, and connected their work to the larger community. Members of the Dorchester County Parks and Recreation reviewed the winter school site to ensure a fair selection process. All entries were reviewed anonymously, and judges were not provided the names of students or schools connected to the designs. Take a moment just to acknowledge the special thanks to the team. We have Jenna Bohannon, Tiffany Tate, kind of wave, Tamika Dunn, Patrick Dunn, Lisa Houlihan, Brittany Carter. And here from the Dorchester County Parks and Recreation, we have Pam Zanowski and Austin Zuniga. Yes. And they will be awarding our winners tonight an annual county parks pass. Like, this is a big prize, right? So tonight, we are proud to recognize the district's 3 grand prize winners for their outstanding creativity, design, and communication skills. From Somerville Elementary, 3rd grade student, Delaney Stegall. Come on down. We're gonna welcome her twin sister, Anna Blair, and she was selected as the school level Canva Challenge winner for Summer Elementary as well. So, yes, thank you. Yeah, good, thank you. Not in attendance? Yeah. Congratulations. And I do not believe is in attendance tonight, but we're still going to celebrate Gregg Middle School. We do, yes, we were searching for you. Wonderful. Gregg Middle School, 6th grade, Blair Carver. Come on down. Congratulations, Blair. And our final winner receiving an annual County Parks Pass is a soon-to-be graduate from Fort Dorchester High School, Genesis Grant. So please join us in congratulating these students and representing their creativity and innovation at DD2.
Thank you, Ms. Doherty. Congratulations, students. This concludes tonight's district highlights.
Okay. Hello, Ms. Pam. That's a lot of good stuff to celebrate. All right. We will continue. Next item on our agenda is our public comments on agenda items. We do not have any this evening, so we will move straight into the board committee reports. We'll start with the policy committee. Ms. Bates.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have several policies up for second reading today, and they are as follows. GBK, staff concerns, complaints, and grievances. GBK, the rule, staff concerns, complaints, and grievances. GBI, staff participation in political activities. GC, professional staff. GCA, professional staff positions. GCQE, retirement of professional staff. GCQE, the rule, retirement of professional staff, recommended for deletion. GDA, support staff positions. And IHBG, the R for homeschooling. And that's all for second reading.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bates. These are coming out of the policy committee, and so we do not need a second. So at this time, I would just ask if there are any questions or comments. All right, hearing none, we will proceed with the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor.
And then lastly, the policy committee met prior to this meeting earlier today, and we'll have some for first reading next time, as well as an upcoming meeting. Oh, that was today. Never mind. May 18th. So that's all, Madam Chair. Do you have anything to add? All right. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, policy committee. All right, next we have our finance committee. Mr. Lee.
Been a busy week for the finance side of DD2. This past Monday, we presented the proposed budget to County Council, and they are now contemplating that and waiting for their feedback. We also held, prior to this meeting, a public hearing of the proposed budget. I can only assume by the lack of comments that everyone is completely satisfied with the financial disposition of DD2. They're happy with the budget that's been presented, and that they will enthusiastically support the approval of the budget when we come back here in June at some point, when we have all of our final numbers from the county and from the state, so that we can put in place our budget for the next school year. Mr. Guthrie, any thoughts?
All right, thank you very much. Next, we have our facilities committee. Mr. Farnsworth.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Facilities, we do have a lot of really great stuff going on. Facilities Committee met earlier this afternoon. As I always do, I would encourage anybody to go re-watch that video if you're interested in the line by line of what we've got going on in our facilities here in DD2. That meeting was very productive. We really kind of went high level and then a little bit more of a deep dive into our walkthroughs that the committee did earlier this year. So again, really good stuff coming out of that. There's a lot of just amazing work coming out of our facilities group. I do want to highlight one thing, and it's disparaging to kind of tag off of Mr. Lee's finance information. When you look at what we're able to do and the amount of money we need to genuinely, I would say, just get a lot of our facilities up to par. The number that came out in that meeting was around $18 to $19 million. And it's just a shame, because at the end of the day, what that means is those are facilities, those are things that we're not able to provide to our children in DD2 because of the way that our tax structure and because of the way our structure works here in the state of South Carolina. So on one hand, very, very positive that we're doing some amazing things with our facilities group, and they do a whole lot with a whole little, but at the same time, it just amplifies the need. So with that said, with the remainder of my time, if it's okay with you, Madam Chair, I know Mr. Lombardo is here from the CART committee, so dealing with our referendum projects. So as part of our facilities committee report, I would ask that Mr. Lombardo present his report for us tonight.
I didn't know you were going to hit me up so fast. Before I start that, once again, Jay Lombardo, chairperson with the, can you hear me? Okay. Dr. Wembley, board members, Superintendent Doherty. Before I start, I want to say that this year, 6 members of our CART team, we unfortunately lost a member this year. Mr. Pye passed away. So we had an opening, and we recently put in the chair, local businesswoman Ronnie Haskell. So she is now part of our CART team. This past CART, on May 6th, we went over our stoplight charts, and we're happy to report that nearly every school listed has completed safety and security measures to include additional cameras, radio projects, impact resistance window film, door alarms, and in some cases, secured vestibules and weapons detection systems. And this demonstrates the district-wide priority on student and staff safety. We also noted that many schools are undergoing or have completed major renovations, such as roof repairs, ceiling and lighting upgrades, restaurant renovations, and exterior wall repairs. Several projects are in progress or pending, with some design or contract awards in the stages of being awarded. New additions are underway at Sand Hill Elementary, which is completed. Somerville Elementary is 75% complete, and Ashley Ridge High School project is 60% complete. Projects such as parking lot repaving for bus and car riders and the loop reconfiguration, gutter replacements, and drainage improvements. Some site works is complete at Oak Brook Elementary, Windsor High Elementary, East Edison Middle, and others that are in progress and are pending quotations. We also have noticed that we're still on hold for the ponds. And as you all know, the Yarby track is pretty much put to the side. However, the real allocation of those monies for renovations at Knightsville and William Reeves Elementary is in progress. Some projects are on hold due to campus upgrades or changes in scope, such as Knightsville Elementary roof and wall projects, Austin Middle ceiling work. Delays are also been noted for new school constructions due to land or funding issues. All in all, I think we're doing really well. Now that we've got the school year coming to end, the team that's, the facility team is looking forward to having students away from some classrooms so they can get some things done. So basically that's all I have to report. Our next meeting will be in August, and we'll be doing that at Ashley Ridge High School. Do you have any questions for us?
Thank you, Mr. Lombardo, for all your input and the committee's input, so thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate the update from the CART and the Facilities Committee. Next, we have our Governmental and Community Relations Committee. We've got our co-chairs, Mr. Jim Lee and Ms. Kelly Bates. Either one of you have any report to give us this evening?
Sure, I'll start off, and then if Mr. Lee wants to add anything, he's welcome to. So across the district, we've had several public input meetings in several capacities and events. So just kind of a recap, we've had our SPAN meetings. Our last dance event we just had at SPAN this past weekend, so that went over really well, and I think they really enjoyed celebrating everything, the history of that school and all the things to come. We've had redistricting meetings across the district that were open to the public that were affected. We've also held discussions with county council and legislative delegation members around our funding and possible funding sources and different things around that. We've had, as mentioned, our public presentation at County Council. You can go back and watch that on a County Council live stream. So that was accessible to the public to hear about our budget, get the first look at our finalized presentation to the county, as well as today we had the public input meeting. Again, little public showed up, if actually none, but that's okay. So again, I'll share Jim's sentiments. I think that just means everybody is understanding and in favor of what we're doing. And let's see what else we got. We have plenty of other meetings that we're going to be scheduling this coming school year, so stay tuned to that. Some of them will be surrounded around the public. Some of them will be more for the board and dealing with our other legislative bodies and partners and entities. But obviously, if there's a quorum or they'll all be committees that will be publicized and televised or live streamed. So apart from that, lots of good stuff going on, lots of things going on. And I don't know if there's anything you'd like to add and
No,
share?
thank you. Great update.
I'll just add to that I had the opportunity to attend the last dance at SPAN, and it really was a phenomenal event. So I thank everyone for the time and effort it took into planning that. We had a lot of community members there, and they were all so supportive and I think very excited about the plans for SPAN Education Center. And I want to thank Mr. Doherty and Ms. Powell for speaking. Dr. Wilson spoke. Ms. Hawkins did the final panda of the day. I mean, the entire event really was great. And we had a lot of community members there. And there's so much history in that school. And I think they all really enjoyed the opportunity to kind of think back on their own stories and share those stories and memories. So thank you to everyone who worked so hard to put that together. It was a fantastic event.
And thank you for you attending, and Ms. King for attending as well. And also, I just want to say thank you to Brian Bohannon and Jennifer Passmore, and they did a great job of getting things ordered. We put a nice little trifold together about the history of SPAN, and so I just want to say thank you to what they were able to do, and also Dr. Wilson and Jen Hawkins and their staff. It was well done, and I think people really enjoyed it. We had some people come all the way from, I believe, North Dakota that came, and they were students at SPAN to be able to see SPAN one last time, and were able to sign the wall and the pictures of the principals. And so that was just a nice day, and for people to kind of have some closure on SPAN as a school, and it was interesting just hearing those stories. So again, reiterate what you said, Dr. Wimberly. So it was great. Thank you.
All right, so I think that concludes our board committee reports. We'll move into the board chair's report. And as usual, I have our upcoming events listed for us. So this Thursday, we have the district retiree celebration. Looking forward to seeing you all of that. And then on Saturday, we have our big graduations. It's going to be a fantastic day. I know we are all excited about that. And then the next Thursday, is that Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday, sorry. We have adult ed graduation, and you all should have received an invitation for that as well. So all three of those events are going to be fantastic, and we're looking forward to them. I also wanted to go ahead and mention to you the potential for looking at our calendars and scheduling our summer board retreat. I had 2 dates I want to go ahead and put out to you, and you can check on them, get back to me as soon as possible so we can go ahead and get that on the calendar. I'm looking at July 13th or July 27th. We would do the retreat during the day, like afternoon probably. We do have board meetings those evenings, which I know makes for a long day, but I also think it makes it a little bit easier with scheduling. So a lot of times people tend to be in town on those weeks. So check those dates, the 13th and the 27th, and then just send me a text or reach out to me and let me know if one or either both work for you. And we'll go ahead and get that scheduled. So, and then also, I believe Mr. Farnsworth wanted to share some exciting news with us this evening. So I'll let him have the floor for just a second.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, I'm excited to let the board know. I'm excited to let the DD2 community know as well. I actually just found out today. So I had been asked to serve on, and then was subsequently approved and voted to serve on the board of directors for SARA. So within the education community, everybody knows SARA, but South Carolina, that's the Center for Education, Recruitment, Retention, and Advancement for Educators. So it is a real deal platform. The things you probably know, they work on programs, teacher cadets, teacher fellows. They do all the mentoring, induction, teacher leadership, national board stuff, just broader educator kind of workforce research. So they meet a few times a year, and so I'm just really honored to be a part of that. I think that's a great thing for DD2 to have that tie into the statewide organization. So again, proud to serve on that board and support and humbled to.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
very exciting. All right, I believe that concludes my report for this evening, and so now I will turn it over to Mr. Doherty for our superintendent's report.
Yes, and kind of going back to retention and recruitment, the one thing we're going to talk about is our assistant principal cohort update, and so excited to give you an update on that. One thing that we are trying to do is grow our own, and in our curriculum and instruction department with Mrs. Barker, Mrs. Ball, Dr. Cannon, Dr. Wilson, Mr. Farrell, Mrs. Farnsworth, and also Mrs. Sealander, and also I believe Thad Schmink, Lara Hayes. There's a lot of people, and also Beth Fiorito. And so there's a lot of people that have contributed to this, but the one thing that we want to do is grow our own administrators. And so you're going to see with a lot of the personnel report when we do some of our filling of some of our principals, you can see a lot of the best candidates are our own. And we want to make sure we're pouring into our principals here, and so they're being able to get some skill set and the instructional leadership. So sometimes our assistant principals sometimes are always doing not the instructional leadership like our principals, and so we're trying to train them in several things. And so the leadership of Mrs. Barker and her team, they put together a really good program, and they've met, I believe, 6 times over the year, and a lot of different topics, and you're going to kind of see the what, when, and how this program has taken off. But you're going to see there's a lot of favorable comments from a lot of people who went through it, and it's actually helped us as a leadership team to get to know these people in a better light. We did some, I would say, speed dating on some of the interviewing, and so we get to know the assistant principals here in the district office. And so when positions come open, we know who they are, we know what their skill sets are, and it has been such a great thing. And so I just want to really give the team a lot of praise because they've done a phenomenal job. And so, again, I'll turn it over to Katie to get into more details, but just proud of what they've been able to do here. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. Good evening, board members. And since Mr. Doherty already started, we have most of our cohort leaders here tonight. Can you stand up, please, if you are here and are an AP cohort leader? Thank you, guys. We really do believe in developing leadership. So we're super excited to share with you what we've worked on this year with APs, but I would be crazy not to give this team credit because what this group has poured into all of our entire district, but what I'm here tonight to share with you is the assistant principals. So we have a great team, and I'm just so proud to be the one sharing the work that this team has done. So as Mr. Doherty said, we know that leadership matters, and we 100% believe that leadership impacts everything that happens in the classroom. So we want all of our leaders to be equipped with all of the tools that they need to be successful. So we did something a little bit different this year. Oh, I get click happy, so I'm going to set it down for a second. Very new. Traditionally, in years past, our assistant principals have had monthly meetings, elementary principals together, assistant principals, secondary assistant principals, and we saw some value in that, but we were also getting feedback that might not necessarily be meeting all of the needs of our assistant principals. We had assistant principals that it was their first year as administrators, and we have assistant principals that have been doing the job for 20 plus years. And we also just know that as time goes on, the needs within a school change. So this team really put our heads together and tried to think about a different plan moving forward. So threw out everything we've ever done before and kind of went out on a limb. You know, whenever you try something new, it's a little bit scary, but also super exciting. So all of our assistant principals started last summer working with their current principals to determine what their current needs are for training, professional development, and what their long-term goals were. Is it someone that they feel like they really need to focus on developing their instructional leadership? Is it someone that might want to step into another leadership position in the future? So they, along with each assistant principal, along with their principal, selected which cohort, and I'll tell you a little bit more about each specific cohort in just a second, but really that aligned with their needs and with the guidance of their principal. So that way, their principal could use some of those things that they see within their building to ensure that the assistant principal was working in the right cohort. So first time ever, we have assistant principals from elementary, middle, and high all in a group together, but it also really let us keep those groups small because we wanted them to really focus on collaboration, working with one another, learning from one another, and then have time. Traditionally, we've done 2-hour meetings, but we shifted, as Mr. Doherty said, to 6 full-day sessions. So each cohort this year had 6 full-day sessions because we felt like that really let them learn some new things. We had some speakers, and then apply that work because we really felt passionate that we wanted them to leave every single professional development session with something that they could go back and immediately apply back in their school the next day. So we wanted to build time in for them to develop that. So each cohort met 6 times throughout the year, and I addressed. And it really focused on our PDEP standards, which are our standards for principals, but we know our assistant principals oftentimes are doing some of those similar things, and we want them to be prepared to step into that role if the need ever arises. So I'll tell you a little bit more about each cohort. So one of our cohorts focused on culture and climate. And this cohort was led by Miss Carrie Ball-Hodge, Miss Lara Hayes, and Mr. Thad Schmink. And I should tell you that this cohort got shirts, so everyone else is a little bit jealous of that. But there were 14 assistant principals across elementary, middle, and high that participated in this cohort. And they really focused on all of those things that are culture and climate related in a school building. So developing relationships with staff, working through problematic situations and still preserving relationships, behavioral expectations. They did a deep dive into the climate section of the school report card, and then how to really look at your school's data and move forward and make some changes there. Focused on parent involvement and community partnerships, celebrations, and communication. And I just want to say that this is a small snapshot of what they covered because we know that culture and climate in a school building really is so much more than I could put on one slide. And you also, if you know Carrie at all, you know there's going to be a competition. So they built a house and they built a school, and they had to see if their foundation was strong. And those are the non-negotiables that they build on. The second cohort focused on instructional leadership, and we had so many assistant principals that wanted to participate in this cohort. We had to break it into 2 groups. So this one was led by Mrs. Farnsworth, Dr. Fiorito, Miss Sealander, and Miss Wilkins, and they kind of all 4 worked together for the 2 sessions. So this really focuses on that teaching and learning component of what happens in a school. So they focused on topics such as instructional coaching, digital learning environment, using AI as a school administrator. That was a very popular session for our assistant principals. Using data to drive instruction, MTSS, and supporting unique learners. And something else that they did is that this cohort, the leaders divided up all 24 participants and went and worked with them one-on-one in their school to do a classroom observation and then coach them on coaching the person that they observed. So that kind of twofold professional development there for the teacher as well as for the assistant principal. And that was one of the things from this cohort that the assistant principals felt like was the most impactful on their work. So the next cohort was led by Dr. Cannon, and it focused on organization and management. And there were 11 participants in this group. And this focused on all of those effective management parts of running a building. So investigations and searches, documentation, crisis management, cybersecurity, budgeting, personnel and hiring, compliance with the guidelines of state and federal programs, and then community relations. And just a little timeliness of this cohort is that the picture shown here, their guest speakers for the day were Mr. Farrell and Mr. Doherty, because this cohort meeting was right in the middle of the water situation. And if that was not a direct connection to everything that have to happen under organization and management. So Dr. Cannon did some quick adjustments there to what he had planned, because it was a perfect time to bring in people from executive leadership that were really working through those problems. So the team had a great time learning from them on that day. And then the final cohort is leadership development, and Dr. Wilson and I took these. This was another one that we divided into two groups because it was a large group, so two groups of 13, total of 26 participants. And topics for this really focused on developing a school mission and vision and the importance of that, having work-life balance, which we know is very important for everyone, especially school leaders, how important personal reflection is to your leadership, as well as how to set goals and prioritize those goals, staff recruitment and retention, the importance of school law, which we all know is very important, special education, resume writing. Mr. Doherty referenced speed dating. We had them do some speed dating interview practice where they had to rotate through 8 different tables and got some feedback on their interviewing. And then the big one, which is time management. We know that also is an important part of being a school leader. And then one of the other projects of this cohort is that mid-year, Dr. Wilson and I met one-on-one with each assistant principal to really talk about their leadership, how they felt like they were growing, and what they felt like they needed as they move forward through leadership. So that was good feedback from us, from them as well. So that's kind of an overview of all of the 4 topics, but 6 cohorts that met throughout the year. And then we never do anything without measuring the success, especially as I said at the beginning that this was completely new and we weren't really sure how things were going to go over. We thought it was a good plan, but you never really know until you ask at the end. So we're happy to report that if we were Airbnb and we were getting a 5-star rating, we would have a 4.91. How likely are you, we asked assistant principals, to apply what you learned, which is the most important thing whenever we're doing professional development. And 63 assistant principals were a level 5, and I'm happy as well with 6 being at a level 4. So we feel like that's a lot of direct tie-in to the work that they're doing on a daily basis. In addition to that, 100% of all assistant principals. So this survey data is for all of the cohorts together. We also, which we won't get into today, we're happy to share it if you'd like it, but we also did some individual questions for each cohort that really aligned with the information that we covered. But this is kind of overall success, which is for all of the cohorts. But 100% of the assistant principals strongly agree that participation in the cohort was a valuable use of their time. 100% believe that the content was relevant to the role of an assistant principal. 100% strongly agree or disagree that the pacing and structure of the sessions were effective. 100% strongly agree or agree that the AP cohort supported their professional growth for this year, and then 98.6% strongly agree or agree that what they learned impacts their daily work. So all good. We're all happy with those. We feel like we can really build on this moving forward. I did here share some written feedback, but I really think it's important for you to hear from an assistant principal. So at this time, I would like to invite Mr. Jeff Bedford from Beach Hill up to share a little bit about his experience in the AP cohort this year.
Good evening, Dr. Wimberly and Mr. Daugherty and members of the board. This year I had the privilege of attending the Instructional Leadership AP cohort, and it has by far been the single best professional development opportunity of my career, especially as a second-year AP. My time was used very effectively. It was efficient. Every meeting was intentional. And it provided time for me to reflect on my practice, ways to measure the data in the school buildings, and then not only how to get the data and look at it, but then how to take that data back to my building and share it with my leadership team as well as the teachers. One particular activity that comes to mind, we had to unpack state standards. And in elementary school with 6 grade levels and fine arts, it's impossible for one person to know every standard for every grade level. So we found strategies for how to unpack each standard, and then we were put in real scenarios with an AP partner that we would look at real lesson plans and see, does that lesson plan meet the target of the standard? And then if it didn't, what do you do about it? And that was very real knowledge that I could take back with me. It also provided an opportunity as an AP to present in front of my colleagues. Assistant principals, we lead PD in front of our staff quite often, but often don't have the opportunity to present in front of each other. And I will say from that opportunity that I was able to lead 2 sessions at Learning by Design this year, and will be presenting with Mr. Schmink at the State SCASA conference in June. I am grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this cohort. My depth of knowledge in the instructional leadership area has grown exponentially. I cannot thank the leaders of my cohort enough, and I look forward to new challenges next year with whatever new cohort that I have the opportunity to be a part of. I believe that groups like these cohorts are what continue to set DD2 apart from our neighbors and other people in the state, and cohorts like this are how we grow our leaders from within. Thank you.
I mean, I should have just led with that, and then I could have just sat down. Thank you, Mr. Bedford. So we are super excited about the feedback from our assistant principals, but we also know we can always learn from what we've done and maybe tweak and change things. So just a couple of things that we do know we will adjust as we move into next year. We will add some additional cohorts. We think that there are some things that we can take a little bit further or deeper. We also know that we probably need to add a cohort for our brand new assistant principals. Their needs are a little bit different. We didn't do that this year. They participated in one of the 4 and were successful, but just we realized that they probably need some support outside of that, so we will add a cohort for that as well. Also, within the feedback from each cohort, we got some feedback about adjusting some pacing. For example, in the one that Dr. Wilson and I lead, one of our big sessions, we spent a whole day. They did a time audit analysis for a week of what they plan to spend their time on and then how they actually spend their time. And then we come back and kind of talk through that and some strategies to help spend the time where you need to spend the time. And feedback from them was that that was very powerful in moving that earlier in the year so that way they can maybe manage their time a little better throughout the year. So we'll adjust some things like that within the cohorts. And then also there is some need or some desire because they are all cross grade level, the assistant principals no longer have time to kind of be all elementary together, all middle together, and all secondary and all high school together. So we will plan kind of some kickoff meetings for that are over the summer so that way we're not pulling everybody out of the building at a time, but still find a way to meet that need for them. So overall, we're very proud of the work. I think it's funny because it was at the beginning, we were kind of like, what were we thinking? This is a big project. But as the year went on, I think we all looked as forward to our AP cohort sessions and really got excited about the work that those teams were doing. So it was exciting for us. And ultimately, we just know that taking care of our leaders is another thing that makes us great. And we want to make sure we're doing that and doing it well. And that is all for me, unless you have any questions.
I don't have a question, but I got so excited as I saw what you were doing, heard what you did, because it's very difficult, even as a first-year teacher, to walk into a classroom. You know the academics and all of that, but all the little intricate things that you need to put in place in order to make it better for you as well as your school and your students. You don't know how to do all of that. And I am so excited. I mean, I was just sitting here smiling ear to ear because I can attest to the fact that one of the things our leaders do here is think ahead. And whatever money was spent, whatever time was invested, it is worth it. Because in the end, we're going to benefit. Our students will benefit. The building will benefit. And DD2 will just continue to grow and get better and better. And no, we will not allow them to go anywhere else. We want to keep them here. That's why we are training them. I'm just kidding. I mean, I really mean it, but if you got to go, I understand, but I hope you got to stay as well. So thank you so much for the time you all invested. And I'm sure there are things that all of you learned. You went back, oh, I hadn't thought about that in a while. And so when you're teaching someone else, it helps refresh things in your mind. And now you already know you need to spend a little bit more time. But that's first-year teachers, principals that are coming in. Mm-hmm. So it's a win-win all the way around. And I'm just so proud of us. Very proud of us. I didn't have anything to do with it, but I am proud of this.
Thank you, Ms. Fowl.
I'm going to pop in from time to time just to see what I can learn.
Well, I will say we had lots of speakers. It was an entire district. I don't know that there is a department in this district that was not a part of, even if they weren't leading the sessions, they were speakers, they came in, they supported all of the work there. And I think that is just a testament to really we are Team Dorchester and that it takes everyone working together.
Good job.
Justin, okay. I was like, you look like you're going to say something too.
And I'll be super quick. I echo everything Ms. Powell says. Unbelievable, amazing. There's probably not enough just awesome adjectives to add in there. I think when we talk about, a lot of times we talk about what is the special sauce within Dorchester District 2, and this is a big part of it. Yeah. These types of things, this specifically, no other district around us to this extent does what we are doing to grow our own, and for our educators to know that they have a full path all the way through, from the first day of teaching all the way through. Maybe one day they're going to be our superintendent when Mr. Doherty retires long from now. Long from now. But they see that path, and this is a big part of it. One question I did have, so in AP this year, they can go into a different cohort next year? What does that look like? So every year they can kind of shift?
That's a great question. So yes, we will do this. We will follow the same process this coming summer, which is not really that far away, as we did last year, is we will have principals meet with each assistant principal, review growth, where they feel like their next step is. We also really want principals to try to look at all of the assistant principals in their building and spread them evenly amongst the cohorts, so that way you have someone that's really working on that organization and management, someone that's bringing some of that. Because I will say which was one of those accidental benefits, is that the assistant principals are going back and taking parts of their cohort and doing it with their whole admin team. So even though they're not all there together in that cohort, they're all benefiting from it. So yes, they will have a discussion with their principal, and either they might move if it's a cohort that has a part 2, or they might move from organization and management. They feel really confident in that area, and then they might move to culture and climate. So it will be a conversation between what the assistant principal sees as their needs and what the principal's feedback is.
Love it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys and your willingness and courage to try something different. I think that's always scary, like you said, but those are usually the situations where we find the most success and do things that are outside the box. So I just commend you for that, and I just think it's really awesome. And your passion and like just the spirit of each of you and your own little cohorts were talked about, it's infectious, and I think that's really cool to see from a board perspective, because I know if that's the energy you're bringing here, that's the energy you're bringing to the staff, and that's the energy they're bringing back to their school, and that trickles down. And so from this level, that's just really cool to see that you guys are pouring that into your people and our people, and I just adore that and love that. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
And one last thing I would say is this, tonight we talked about Read 180. It's a great program, but you can't wrap a great program around a mediocre teacher. And you could see those students that had success and the teachers there, very passionate. Same thing with this program. It's a great program they put together, but you can see the passion and the expertise and the knowledge this group has. It's pretty awesome. And you get really excited. If you have a bad day, you go into a classroom, okay? That's number one. Number two, you go to that, because these people are always out trying to outdo each other, and they're out. Some's got shirts, some don't. So, that's the big thing there. But, and one last thing is, we got approached by another surrounding district wanting us to go in on, assistant principal leadership and training. And when we got the cost that was going to cost us was going to be, 6 figures, but it was from a university. But again, it's not our people, and it's not something that's applicable that they do every day. And the experience that these people have and what they're able to put together was just amazing. You heard Mr. Bedford, he's got an amazing principal he learns from every day with Mrs. Harris, and he's lucky there. And so we're trying to bring some of that for everybody to learn some of those great things. And so I just want to say, I can't say enough what they have done. It's been just phenomenal. And so I can't wait to see what we do next year. I know we got shirts this year, but I don't know what's going to happen next year. So yeah, Carrie's already got
There's
got a
secret
plan.
planning going on behind
but
closed
again,
doors.
that whole team, again, thank you for what you did. It's phenomenal. So thank you. Okay, not so much exciting, but I know, I'm sorry, just kidding. But local board-approved courses, we have Ms. Christy Sealander here, Assistant Director of High Schools, and she's going to go over a couple local board-approved course renewals and a new course application, Creative Writing CP 1 credit. So I'll turn it over to Christy.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Wimberly, Mr. Doherty, and the board. As Mr. Doherty said, I am here to talk about looking at approving the course Creative Writing CP for 1 credit. We've been using this class in our high schools for many, many years. It's a really nice elective that students enjoy. The state only gives us a half credit in their course code database, so we would like to continue using this as a 1 credit course. That's why we're requesting a local board approved course code. Okay. And in addition to that, I did have the renewal of the courses that have been approved in the past, just as a reminder of what they are, that we do continue to use these courses as needed. So there's a comprehensive list of the courses that were given previously.
All right, thank you. Board members, at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the local board approved courses as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Guthrie, seconded by Ms. King. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Okay, is everyone in favor?
Yeah.
Yes, all right, everyone's in favor, Wanda. Thank you. Motion carries 7 in favor.
Okay, the next items we have on our agenda are several action items, and our first one is the approval of the guaranteed maximum price contract for Somerville High School Gymnasium. That is found in your packet. That we kind of went over that tonight in our facilities, and so I'm asking board approval for that this evening.
All right, at this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the GMP contract for the Somerville High School Gymnasium as presented in our packet. Motion made by Ms. Bates, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. All right, is everyone in favor? Yes, you can motion by hand or eye if your technology, oh, here we go. Mr. Lee, you're in favor? Yes, all right. Motion carries 7 in favor.
Okay, our next item on the agenda is 7D. That is the approval of the purchase of weight room equipment for Ashley Ridge High School, Somerville High School, and also for Dorchester High School. So that is in your packet as well, so asking for board approval.
All right, could I get a motion to approve the purchase of weight room equipment for the high schools as presented? Motion made by Ms. Powell. Do I have a second? Seconded by Mr. Farnsworth. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Oh, it worked. All right, motion carries 7 in favor.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is 7E, the approval of the contract for the Ashley Ridge High School Car Rider Loop paving project. That was discussed in our facilities meeting as well, and so asking for board approval on that tonight.
All right, board members, at this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the contract for Ashley Ridge High School Car Rider Loop paving project.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Guthrie. Seconded by Ms. Bates. Any question or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote.
I approve it if it doesn't pop up.
All right, motion carries 7 in favor.
Okay, this next one is our personnel report, and I'm going to turn that over to Dr. Wimberly. We're going to have to split this one up a little bit, so I'll turn it over to Dr. Wimberly.
All right, board members, we did receive all this information in our packets. Is everyone okay to proceed in open session? All right, so first I would ask for a motion to approve the personnel recommendations as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Bates, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote.
Yay.
Motion carries 7 in favor. All right, next, board members, I would ask for a motion to conditionally accept the superintendent's recommendation that the contract of the one annual contract employee not be renewed for the 26-27 school year, subject to the employee's appeal rights pursuant to the Section 59-26-40 of the South Carolina Code of Law. Motion made by Mr. Farnsworth, seconded by Ms. King. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote.
Yay.
Motion carries 7 in favor. All right, and then finally, we have our student enrollment recommendations. We also received this information in our packets. Board members, is everyone okay to proceed in open session? Yes, all right, so then at this time, I'd ask for a motion to approve the student enrollment request as presented. Motion made by Ms. King, seconded by Mr. Lee. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote. Yes, she got you. Motion carries 7 in favor.
And that's all I have this evening for the superintendent report. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. All right, next item on our agenda this evening is our public comments. And we have one, Mr. Jason Brockert.
Good evening. I can continue a little bit from last week. It's still May. It's still Mental Health Awareness Month. And at the end of the month, the charity Honoring Julian is hosting a mental health and music festival at Exchange Park. It's also the Teacher Thankathon, sponsored by the Defense of Democracy. So there are people all over the country thanking teachers for what they do. I've been at this podium thanking teachers for years. So to get a little bit away from what you've seen from me from the last several months, I want to reiterate, I've had a few teachers go ahead and take me up on this. Any DD2 teacher that reaches out to me at jason@honoringjulian.org, I'll give you a 100% discount code to come to our festival. Also, with the Community Relations Committee, it would be nice to get some response about DD2 being represented at our mental health and music festival. I've gotten a response from Charleston and Berkeley, so the Low Country is going to be represented in one way or another. Over a dozen Low Country mental health organizations are going to be present. We're going to have inflatables, we're going to have a petting zoo, live music all day long. So come out to the fairgrounds on May 30th and see what we can do as a community to actually talk about mental health awareness, enjoy some music, have some local food from the vendors. Just be with the community. All the times that I've been up here to thank teachers for different things, all the way back to COVID, I have stood up here and reminded this board that the teachers have been what keeps us together. Tonight's presentation about the cohorts solidifies that entirely. It's not the policies. The teachers keep this place running. They have kept this place running. You've said it yourself. We do so much with so little. The teachers are not so little. Absolutely. Thank our teachers every single time. When we spend the entire time on praising everything, it will tend to ostracize those that are feeling a little left out. So I'm trying to make sure that nobody feels left out. Again, reach out to me, as several already have, and I will give DD2 teachers a 100% discount code. Come out and see our show. It's headlined by the band Saving Abel. You can look it up at Breaking the Silence Fest. And we're trying to solidify this as a Low Country annual festival. So anybody in DD2, anybody in the Low Country, come out and see what we're doing. Dorchester 2 teachers, thank you so much. Honoring Julian honors DD2.
Thank you, Mr. Brockert. All right, next on our agenda, we have our executive session. So board members, at this time, I would ask for a motion to convene into executive session for personnel-related matters as well as legal advice related to possible land acquisition off Devon Road.
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Bates, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote.
Did it work for you? I already started
Motion carries 7 in favor. We are in executive session and we will return. I would ask for a motion to return to open session.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Guthrie, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote.
I had to like log out and turn the whole thing off and back on. Oh, there it is.
Motion carries 7 in favor. We are back in open session. Board members, are there any motions from our executive session?
Oh. Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the personnel recommendations that were in our packet.
All right. Motion made by Ms. Bates to approve the personnel recommendations as presented. Do I have a second? Seconded by Ms. King. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor. And finally, board members, I would ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Mr. Lee, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote.
I love that you have like a mom seat.
Motion carries 7 in favor. We are adjourned.